Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Rashawn Franklin Show. I'm your host, Rashawn Franklin. And today, my friends and I kind of previewed the NFL playoffs. We talked about who we think could make it out of AFC, NFC, and ultimately will win the Super Bowl. We recorded it while the Steelers and the Ravens were playing, so we didn't really know the ending of that game. And actually, one of my friends who's a Ravens fan predicted they were going to win the Super Bowl. So since they didn't make the playoffs, his predictions are kind of null and void. But take a look at this recording. We had a lot of fun discussing, well, we thought the Ravens were going to be in there, but the Niners, my friend Emmett's team and my team, Chicago Bears, are currently in the playoffs. And we just discussed all the possible scenarios that could take place with our team. So it was a fun conversation. We dug into a little bit of the MVP talk. Looks like it's Matthew Stafford's running away. And we just discussed like each quarterback has a particular floor. Does that floor kind of lend them to be able to win a Super Bowl? Who actually has the gifts in order to take it to that next level and get their team to a championship? So it was a fun conversation. I think you'll enjoy it. Man, here it is without further ado. 2025-2026 playoff preview for the first time. And it seems like since 2018, 2010, my Chicago Bears, it looks like Keith's Baltimore Ravens, they're up 10-3 right now against the rival Steelers, and Emmett's San Francisco 49ers are in the playoffs. That's just crazy. I don't know if any of us will match up. I mean, we ain't going to see Keith unless we get into the shit. But how y'all feel about, I ain't competed in a while. So how do y'all feel about your team's chances going into this? We'll start with Emmett since he's in already.
Man, before half of the defense got hurt, I was feeling pretty confident. Right now, we're probably gonna get one and done. So we're getting guys off of the street, off of these practice squads. We lost the two starting linebackers and then the two backups to them. So I think we signed, what was the guy? Kendrick something. I don't know. He was on the street a couple of weeks ago, and now
he was on the
starting.
couch.
So yeah, he was chilling, and now he's starting for us. So I don't think that we're going to be able to stop that Philly run game in Philly.
Yeah,
but it should be an interesting game. We'll be able to score points on them though. So we'll probably lose a shootout there.
I don't know if that's the case. I've been really watching Philly because they're an interesting case because the NFC, in my opinion, is wide open, and you kind of default to the team that's won in the past, right? They're the defending Super Bowl champs and they're back in it. That they're getting what's his name, Jalen, the defensive lineman. I can't call his name right now. Jalen Carter back. Carter. They already got Jordan Davis in the middle. That front looks crazy again. And that was how they basically won it last year, was getting after Pat Mahomes, going crazy, getting into the backfield, and they look like that again. So in terms of a shootout, I don't think so. Is Trent Williams, will he be playing?
It's tricky. It was a hamstring that he pulled last week. So, and his age, I would say, is about a coin flip on if he's gonna play.
Damn.
Which would make a world of a difference because the offensive line looks like a different offensive line when he's out there as opposed to when he's injured. So
he's a Hall of Famer. So
if he's playing, I think we would still be able to score points on them. Kyle does a good job against Philadelphia's defense the last several times they've matched up. So I just don't think we'll be able to stop that run game. That would be my concern. Their passing game, I mean, you can stop that, but not without how banged up we are on defense. There's no way our front seven can hold up in the run game.
Yeah, even though Philly hasn't really ran the ball that well this season, Saquon's starting to get going a little bit, and the Seahawks were able to really, like Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet against y'all on Saturday. It was no stopping. And we'll talk about the Seahawks, man, because it's, to me, it's only three teams that could get out of this. See, the Seahawks are one, Philly, and the Rams. That's it. I just don't see it for my Bears. Obviously, I don't see it for the Panthers, and the Niners are just too banged up. So, but so you give the Niners no shot. You saying to go into Lincoln Financial and get one?
If the defense can figure out a way to stop the run, Jalen Hurts is not the best passer. You can keep him in the pocket and basically shut down their passing game. But can we stop the run game? I think we'll be able to. I think we'll be able to score. I know that they got a pretty solid D line. So the caveat would be with Trent Williams, there's a chance. No Trent Williams, no chance.
How are you feeling about Brock?
Last week wasn't the greatest showing, but he didn't particularly play bad. I would say it was more. I mean, Kyle didn't call a good game. The offensive line was bad. The run game was bad. I mean, it was bad on all fronts. He scored 3 points at home against a division rival for the number 1 seed. So it was all bad on offense. He wasn't terrible. He had the pick, but it wasn't really his fault. It hit McCaffrey in his hands, and then he bobbled the ball up in the air. It gets picked off. But the prior 2 weeks, he was playing like a top 5 quarterback. I don't know.
Strong,
it's hard to tell.
He was playing well though.
I don't know. I'm talking about those 2 week spans. The kid had 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks. But is that who he is? Is that who he is every single week? I don't think he is. I think he's somewhere in between those 5 touchdown performances and what we saw. I think he's somewhere in that middle ground there. So I feel confident he'll be able to score on Philly. But win the game, just too many injuries. If we had Nick Bosa and Fred Warner and our guys, oh yeah, I think we will go in there and take care of business for sure. But sans those guys, not feeling good. Especially looking at Seattle, they're not even good on offense. That running game, they ran all over us all game. They even picked up a 3rd and 17 with a pitch.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They ran a toss. I ain't never seen the likes of that. So I don't think that defense is going to be able to travel and win a game in the playoffs.
Okay, I agree. Well, let's talk about Seattle a little bit because that defense is nasty. They've got some transplants, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Walker, the kid from Dallas, and then the corner, Witherspoon from Illinois. They're
good everywhere.
Defensively,
good everywhere on defense.
Man, they are scary. So you put that together, and they've got a solid offense, good offensive line. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold's connection is good. It's not great because Sam, I think his talent is limited. He's not a top end guy, but their connection is pretty good to great. I would say that connection is what's keeping them alive, and they've got 2 backs that can really like tote the rock really well. So they scary. So they get a bye. Depending on who they get that next week, they're probably in an NFC Championship already. We could probably forget about them until somebody else plays them. Is that your feeling too?
Like, I agree with everything except if they had a different quarterback than Sam Darnold, I would say like they're going to win the Super Bowl. Like if they had a legit guy at QB, I would put all my money on them to win the whole thing. They have probably the best or top or the third, no worse than the 3rd best defense in the league. 2 good running backs, an elite receiver. O-line is pretty solid. I just can't trust Sam Darnold to play big in the playoffs and win a game there. I wouldn't count on them to get out of the NFC, even though they probably have the best like complete team in terms of offense, defense, special teams. But they have the worst quarterback of everybody in the NFC. I'm looking at who's in there. Maybe he's better than Carolina's quarterback. Maybe.
Yeah, that's up for debate.
How he's playing right now, I think he's definitely better than Bryce right now. I think him and Hurts are playing probably on the same level. But other than that, he ain't touching my guy. So I can't really speak on anything else. You know what I'm saying? He ain't touching. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that they, as far as an entire team, especially Mike McDonald, how they're, offensive, defense, special teams, they're just a really good team. So I could see them, depending on how the matchups fall, go to the NFC Championship for sure, but maybe go to the Super Bowl. What you thinking, Keith?
I think the only team that can really beat them is the Rams, to be honest, just because they're familiar with the squad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best matchup, but just the fact that they already played them twice already, and they have Matthew Stafford dishing out the rock. Defense is solid. They can just catch Darnold slipping. I don't think any other team really can. Maybe Philly as well.
Maybe Philly, yeah.
Just because they have the D line.
Philly could get them.
They're going to run all over Green Bay and low-key Chicago too if they were to match up with them.
Is that how it's going to fall? No, I think it's like
it's going back to old school football.
No. I'm saying like whoever wins. Like, so, all right, let's say we beat Green Bay and the Rams.
It reseeds, right?
The lower seed goes to the 1.
They play the highest seed. Yeah.
Right. Okay. They can get the Rams next round. And then I don't know. I don't care where that's at. I'm taking LA.
I'm taking the Rams in that matchup.
I don't know. It's going to be a good game. I'd probably take LA too, just because they have the quarterback. The defense isn't not as good as Seattle's, but it's not a crazy drop off either.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is good enough to me. It's good enough to win in the playoffs. It's not a top 5 defense, but the offense though is Matt Stafford is playing at a high clip. He might be the best quarterback in the league right now.
Well, they're one of the better defenses in the league. The Rams are. I would kind of put them in the top 10 simply because I actually like them a lot more than like when it comes to the playoffs, because they've got 2 guys, Kobe Turner and Jared Verse. When they come off the edge together, it's like a nightmare, right? So it's like, and they're solid on the back end. So they've got pass rushers, they've got serviceable linebackers, and a decent secondary. And in the playoffs, that kind of makes you very dangerous, especially when you got that Puka Stafford connection on the back end. Man, they are legitimate. Y'all in the best division in football.
Yeah, no doubt,
hands down. So yeah, but in terms of it, we'll stay out to the NFC and then we'll pick who we think gets to the NFC Championship and then the Super Bowl. So I've got this opinion that you can't win a Super Bowl if your quarterback's talent isn't at a certain level. Check the history. I don't think Jalen Hurts' talent is at the level that we typically see of a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but their defense was crazy, and they were able to get after Pat Mahomes, and they beat them. But typically, the floor of your quarterback has to be at a certain level for you to be able to win a Super Bowl. What quarterbacks in the NFC have that floor?
Super Bowl caliber. I kind of agree with you with your premise there. Like you said, there are instances where, like a Jalen Hurts, to me, he's not good enough. But on a loaded roster, you could win a Super Bowl. Are you saying like with the loaded roster, who could win a Super Bowl, or without a loaded roster, what quarterback?
Without one, typically.
If
you just take the quarterback
NFC,
in a vacuum. Yeah, in a vacuum.
I would go Matt Stafford. I believe Purdy is probably good enough. I don't believe Jordan Love is good enough. I'm not a big Jordan Love fan. And I don't know about Caleb Williams. The jury is still out. So one for sure.
You think Brock Purdy's floor is high enough to win a Super Bowl?
Can I say something?
Please.
On a good roster, yes.
If he was good enough, he would have done it already. He already had opportunity to do so.
I mean,
with the better roster, then that, like, the question has been posed.
No, that roster was very good. Almost almost closed the deal, but did not.
What's your saying? The saying you've been saying since we was 18?
No, not the ifs or fifths, but
Yeah, it's basically to that effect. Yeah, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk, man. That nigga, he didn't win it, son. This shit didn't happen.
Yeah, no, he almost did, but he didn't do it. I don't believe it was like, it was Brock Purdy's fault that we lost. I think he could, if you get him on a good roster, he could get you there. But this roster is too flawed on the defensive end to win us.
Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, and I'll let you go, Keith. In terms of the quarterbacks out in the NFC that have that floor, Caleb Williams is one of those guys. Matt Stafford is one of those guys, and you'll see kind of like a similarity between the guys I'm talking about because they can play from the pocket and they can make pretty much every throw. Caleb needs some more fine tuning in terms of who he is as a quarterback, being able to make all the throws consistently, not getting down so much and having to come back. But he's in that ilk of guys that can win you a Super Bowl from the pocket. He just got the arm talent. He's just that talented, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion, from the NFC. That's in it right now. Obviously, there's other guys that are talented, but they're just not in the playoffs right now. But to me, it's just Stafford and Caleb. That's the only two on that list in the NFC right now. Period.
So you're saying that right now, today, Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy?
I didn't say that. I'm saying that as a quarterback, the floor has to be at a certain level in the pocket for you to actually win a Super Bowl. I mean, take a look at the guys that have won it that didn't have stacked rosters. I would say most of the time, Tom and Pat didn't have stacked rosters. I would say, Peyton didn't all the time have stacked rosters. Drew Brees didn't have stacked rosters, but they all have similarities in the sense that they can play from the pocket and win you games from the pocket. Just like Matt Stafford, he's a recent Super Bowl champ as well. So you've got to be in that ilk, in my opinion, to be able to do it. And those are the only two guys I see. I think Jordan Love has a little bit of it, but he's not quite as talented as those other two. But those are the two guys, and those are two number one overall picks. So I mean, it makes sense. They're just uber talented, and I think that's just what that is.
They both have elite arm talent. They could both make all the throws. And I think Brock is limited some just because of his stature. I think his arm is decent, but there's a different level to it with those two. I think you can interchange pieces around those two players and they can be successful as long as they have a above average defense. They can make the playoffs. I don't imagine either team being loaded and winning a Super Bowl. They're going to have to make plays at times, and then their defense are just going to have to play a decent game, get a few sacks. That's the formula, really, in the Super Bowl. So have your pass rush play good and just don't make no mistakes on offense. And your star players make a play or two. You can win the Super Bowl.
Agreed. It's just getting there, and then doing that. It's just very hard. Who do you guys have coming out of NFC first, and then we'll switch to the AFC? And I'll ask that same question in terms of what quarterbacks are at that level, because it's a little bit more murky out there because we got some new guys out there that are playing at that level, but I don't know if they are there. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, is there time now? We'll start with Keith. Who you think coming out the NFC and going to the Super Bowl?
I think it's LA or Seattle. I think if Chicago wasn't playing Seattle, if they win against Green Bay, actually they won't play Seattle in the second round. I think Chicago has a chance to make it to the AFC champion or NFC championship. But I don't think they're going to come out. I honestly see Seattle or LA.
Okay. M? You got to pick one, though, man. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, Seattle. That's fine.
You go with Seattle? Okay. I'll go through the Bears. I don't think they can get out. They don't have a good enough defense. Green Bay. I don't believe in Jordan Love like you guys do. So I don't believe that they'll be able to get out of the NFC. Philly, they have a chance. Defense is rounding into form. They have a really good offensive line. They have some weapons. I do not think Jalen Hurts is very good, so I don't think they're going to get out. We don't have the defense either. We're like in the same situation as the Bears. Carolina, I mean, obviously no. So I'm like Keith, down between the Rams and Seattle, and I'm going to bet on the better quarterback in that matchup and go with the Rams to get out.
Safe bet. I agree. I think that. All right, let's play this forward. If the Bears beat the Packers, which is, as a fan, I don't know. That's the third time we're playing them. It's a lot. It's some hate. It's at the crib, which gives me, maybe they come and win that game. And if we reseed and we get Philly next round, maybe we can end up in NFC Championship, possibly. But I just don't see it. I don't see it with Green Bay either. I think they're just too banged up. Without Micah, I just don't see it. So I think it's three teams. It's like y'all saying, Seattle, Rams, Eagles. I'm actually going to go, to me, it's between the Rams and the Eagles. And I think with getting Jalen Carter back, these niggas is going back to the shit, man. I don't know if they can win it, but I think they going back to the shit. As bad as that offense has been, Vic calling that defense with those guys up front, it's like they can do whatever they want and dictate games. Did y'all see how they played Buffalo? They had no answers for them. Like, it was like they was in the backfield every snap. Josh just couldn't do nothing. And Josh is so nice, they almost won. But that was a playoff game, and they destroyed. They up front, it was nasty. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles coming out. Even though I've been on the Rams bandwagon the entire year, they just don't, something's not right. Even though, and we didn't talk about them. First of all, Puka's the best wide receiver in the league right now. He is incredible, and that Puka Stafford connection is insane. If they had, if I knew Devontae was healthy, I probably would pick them. But just because it's just Puka, I'm gonna say the Eagles. I'm gonna roll with the Eagles to come out. All right, let's look at the AFC. What's the score, Keith?
10-3, and we just had a major pass breakup on 39, so they about to kick the ball over to us.
What quarter?
Second, about to go into halftime.
A second on that one.
How you feeling?
It's not over till the fat lady sings with us, bro. We can be up by 30. And I'm not confident until all zeros are on the clock.
Damn. I feel you.
There's times our defense ebbs and flows, man, and it's really good and really bad at times.
So I mean, we could start there. Even if they get into the playoffs, you think that they would essentially have the
play Houston, 4 seed,
the Texans. Yeah. How you feel about that one?
I wouldn't want to play them.
Me neither.
Our offensive line is terrible, and that's the strength of their team is their defensive line, their pass rush. Yeah. CJ Stroud, they already beat us this year too. CJ Stroud balled against us. It seems like any above average quarterback who's in a slump gets their swagger back against us.
Except Caleb.
Yeah.
That wasn't great. That was not a great trip to Baltimore.
I'm honestly not scared of anybody on this side either, though. Like, if we've beat them before, so there's a chance we can slide out. I think it really depends on how healthy Lamar is and him making some spectacular plays here and there. But it's not the best matchup. The fact that we made the playoffs in itself is a miracle.
Yeah. Does that keep Harbaugh?
I hope not.
Ooh.
I would think so.
Not.
I would think it does.
I would think so too. I would rather lose because I don't think y'all can win a Super Bowl. I would just rather start over, personally.
I would have rather got a top 10 pick, but we're in this spot. Like, I just hope. I'd rather just keep losing instead of, slipping into the playoffs. Yeah, man. Our future head coach walked out the door, and now coaches for Seattle.
Ooh, he nice too.
That's what's happening. That's what happened.
He does some
Like,
weird stuff sometimes, but he nice though.
Even if you bring in a offensive coordinator that's supposed to be a head coach as his OC and just let him worry about the defense, like, he's nasty, bro.
Ooh. Don't you hate when that happens? You got your coordinator is better than the head coach, and then he leaves. Ugh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where we cycle through coaches a lot, and I think they just had the mentality, oh, we can find another, and it's just like, nah, that was Dio in the Matrix.
All right,
you let him go.
Now he legit. I like dude. He's one of the best 5'6" coaches in the league.
I mean, second year in Seattle, and he's one of the top teams in the league.
Yeah,
going younger is the way to go nowadays. Almost every team has a young coach.
I mean, they saw what happened with Pete Carroll. They fired him after 1 year. Like, he's just too old, man. Why would you hire him?
They said the word was they wanted to hire him and hire Saul as the DC and head coach in waiting. But Saul said, I'm good. I said, get up on that.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas. Like, y'all ain't this shit could all blow up, at some point. So yeah, I agree with him there. Do you think he gets a new job?
I actually like him in Baltimore. Put him with an established quarterback and let him run the defense. I think I actually like that kind of a marriage there. I don't think John Harbaugh's going to get fired though. So I don't think it'll happen, but I think that would be a good hire if they were to go pluck him to fix that defense.
Yeah, Schefter was basically saying that Tomlin's safe regardless of if he wins or loses today, because he got one more year on the deal. I don't know. I could see it go either way, because you lose into your most hated rival to get into the playoffs. It's never a good look. So
that's on them though for losing to Cleveland last week. They went all out on not giving Myles Garrett that sack record, and they sacrificed a loss for that, or sacrificed a win. Like, they could have won last week, and then like it would have been a toss up this week. So either way, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Knowing how Pittsburgh operates, I would assume he's safe, but
yeah, I would assume so too. I mean, Baltimore kind of operates the same way. 18 years for Jim Harbaugh, 19 years for Tomlin. Only one Super Bowl to speak of between both of them during that time, though. Well, yeah, two, one each. So
yeah, one each.
Yeah, I would move on from Harbaugh. I would have been moved on from Harbaugh. Tomlin is a difficult decision, but he kind of seems more stuck in his ways now. He doesn't seem like he wants to adapt to the new NFL, and that's hurting him.
It's hurting both of them.
Everybody, and it's
all the old people. That's the reason why I said new coaches are the way, because they adapted to the new NFL. I think on defense we have some, but the play calling is terrible sometimes. So,
okay, all right. Well, let's assume the Ravens get in. I believe that Lamar Jackson is one of those quarterbacks that has that floor that can take you to a Super Bowl, that can win it from the pocket. I believe that Josh Allen is one of those guys that can take you to the Super Bowl from the pocket. I believe Justin Herbert is one of those guys that can take you to the Super Bowl from the pocket. The young guys are the question. Is this a fluke with Drake May? Is it a fluke with Trevor Lawrence? Drake May looked like the motherfucking real out here.
He looked like that guy. He looked like that guy.
He looked like the motherfucking real. And he didn't look like that coming into the league. And it's like, is this...
Not in North Carolina. And not in his rookie year. Yeah.
Hold on, let's pump our brakes a little bit, because this man, you knew he can make every throw.
Drake?
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of him coming out. I wasn't at all, but you knew he had an arm. And it's just like, you got him into the Patriot system, and he can make every throw. And they got a good offensive line, defensive line. They got weapons. Like, and then you put a quarterback with a strong arm into the mix. I think it's more the roster than anything. Like you surrounded a young quarterback with a good arm with pieces around him. Same for Trevor Lawrence. Low key, same for CJ Stroud, but not as much as the other two teams.
Is CJ on that list?
At times.
I would put him there. I
don't know.
Is he on the list of he can carry or uplift his team to a Super Bowl? I don't think he can make it to a Super Bowl, and he has the best defense out of everyone. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's him.
I don't think any quarterback is lifting. It's like taking a mediocre team and like lifting them to the Super Bowl. I think you have to have a good team. Like he can lift you to the playoffs. Like a quarterback can lift mediocre guys to the playoffs. I don't believe there's any quarterback that could take mediocre guys and get them to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. I don't believe that guy exists. But could he take a good team, not a stack loaded team, to the Super Bowl? I think so.
Well, I'm talking about guys that can win it. Like,
yeah, get there and win it.
Yeah,
you need a good team. You need a good team around you.
I know you need a good team, but I'm saying even with the good team, some guys just don't have their floor is too low. You know, I think Sam Darnold has a good to great team right now. I think his floor is too low to win his title. You know, that's what I mean. Like, assuming they have good teams, do they have the talent, you know, to win it? And I don't, you know, I think it's only a couple guys in the AFC, and we just talked about the guys in the NFC. But let's talk about Trevor Lawrence and Drake May a little bit. I need to see Drake May do it another year. But Trevor Lawrence, we thought this is who he was coming into the league. Number 1 overall pick, Clemson. He finally got some stability and a good head coach in Jacksonville, which is like one of the worst run franchises in the history of sports. And now it's starting to show. Like, they're good. And he got a defense. So it's like, okay, that matchup between him and Josh. Whoo.
That's a good one.
Woo.
That is a good one.
Must see. But I got JA coming out of that. What have y'all seen from those two, Drake May and Trevor Lawrence, and do you think this continues? And do they have a shot to kind of make some noise? I mean, obviously New England has a shot. Can they win the bitch? I don't know if they can win the bitch, but they can come damn close.
I think New England's had too many injuries on their offensive line and defensive line. They were pretty banged up against us too, and I think they still did they win? Yeah, they still beat us. Yeah, I just think they're too injured to make it all the way. They are surrounding a young quarterback with good pieces. It's the reason why they're here. I see Jacksonville going further than New England for sure. I think they have more skilled guys, more athletic people on the defensive line, I think, as well. Better pass rush to a certain extent.
I think New England has better weapons than Jacksonville.
Don't they have Calvin Ridley and Brian Thomas Jr.?
They got Brian Thomas and really Parker Washington is the two.
It's number 2. Okay.
Yeah, he's actually kind of stepped into that number 1 role, Parker Washington, for Trevor Lawrence over the last couple of weeks. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, I mean, and on the New England side, they've got Diggs, I mean, who has just a shit ton of issues going on right now. I know we'll talk about that nigga. He is crazy, you know, but, you know, other than that, they've got a good running game. They got Travion, Ramondre, a good offensive line. So, you know, what you think, Em?
Man, New England I think they might be fugazi. I don't
really.
Something about them doesn't rub me the right way. I can't put my like you said, they're solid in every aspect. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't believe in Drake May. It's something about them that makes me think they might get bumped by the Chargers in the first round.
I think it's still like a skill position, to be honest. Like, they don't have, like, Diggs is good,
But he's not that guy. Yeah.
but he ain't like that guy that Drake May can like rely on or lean on. And who's that guy for him? And that's really rare too for a quarterback or a young quarterback to be successful and don't have a safety blanket.
That legit number one guy. Like, I think Diggs is like, if your team is really good, like, I don't think you need to win a Super Bowl like a Puka level wide receiver. I don't think you need that. I think you need serviceable guys. I'll need to see more with Drake May. Like, he looks like the guy right now. We'll see, as time progresses, if he's able to uphold this level of play that he's been able to put out there this season. I don't believe in New England I can't put my finger on it. I just don't believe in them. Jacksonville, they're talented. I like their weapon. I'm like with Keith. I like their weapons a little bit more than what New England has. I think they're better. They have better athletes out on the perimeter. They got a good pass rush. I like Trevor Lawrence. I trust him maybe because I've just seen more of him than Drake May. So like you kind of get a better feel on what he actually is. I think he's one of those guys you can win a Super Bowl with on a good team. I don't think you need to have the super loaded Eagles roster that won the Super Bowl to win with Trevor Lawrence. Drake May looks like that. I'm not sure, but I think it's a bad matchup for Jacksonville getting Josh Allen in the first round, and he's to me the best guy on that side of the water over there. Now that Mahomes tore his what was it, ACL, MCL? But without
If I'm
Mahomes,
Jacksonville, I'm not afraid.
He's the best guy over there.
I'm not afraid of Buffalo. If I'm playing them at home too, I don't got to go to Buffalo to beat them. I'm not afraid.
I don't think Buffalo is that great. I don't think. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't think they're that great. I just think Josh Allen is like,
he's the best
alien.
Well, besides Lamar,
yeah, so
he's the best.
He's the best in the AFC, maybe in the entire. Like, to me, it's like him and Matt Stafford. I don't know who's the best this season, but one of those two. But in the AFC, to me, he's the best. So I'm just thinking he's going to Superman his way to win in that one. And I think LA might. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is it's a West Coast team going to a cold weather place to go get a dub. So I'm not as confident, but I do kind of feel like they're gonna get upset in the first round. New England, they will both be upsets because Jacksonville's the 3 seed. So they're both on upset alert. But that's 4 quarterbacks, in my opinion, that are good enough to win your Super Bowl.
We ain't talked about Bo Nix at all.
He's not good enough to win your Super Bowl.
He's not that.
Damn.
He's the guy that needs the super loaded.
He's Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
I agree that Josh is. I mean, depending on Lamar gets into the dance, Josh is clearly the best guy out there, hands down. So you would think that this is his year to come out, right?
No boogeyman. If you ain't do it this year,
you're not gonna do it.
I agree with that. People are quick to give him excuses. He doesn't have the roster, to be honest, to win a Super Bowl. Like the people his surrounding cast isn't Super Bowl worthy. And not to like loop Lamar back into this, but Lamar's been in that situation plenty of times, and they don't give him that excuse.
Well, Lamar's always had a top 10 defense though, like except for this season. Yeah, I give him a pass this year, but in the past he's had good defenses.
I'm trying to think of that 2019 team. His first MVP. I think they're probably top 10.
Yeah, they're usually but yeah, this recent history, they seem to be in shambles. But prior to this year, they've always fielded a pretty good defense.
So who's coming out?
It's tough.
This one is like one of the weirdest AFCs to call I can remember.
I think it's a lot about matchup and like who's playing at home. Because there's a lot of younger teams here. I don't think the younger teams want to go play in cold weather. So if they have a cold weather matchup, it's tough.
And you know why it's weird? Because the boogeyman ain't here. Pat Mahomes is at home. And so it's like, oh, there's really a path for like somebody else to like actually win a Super Bowl.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Who's gonna get out? Yeah, who's gonna get out this time?
So
We've
I've
not
always
been gifted with this.
I've always leaned towards Buffalo, even with their ebbs and flows throughout the season, because I knew the Chiefs weren't good enough this year. And so I'm like, okay, Josh finally has a shot. Once he gets into the dance, he's going to just take it to, he's going to get there. And I think that still could be the case, because let's see, if they beat Jacksonville and New England takes care of business against the Chargers, then they reseed, they go to Denver. I think you could beat them. You know what I'm saying? And so now,
I don't know.
really?
I don't know. You go to Denver
Denver's
and you got to
defense
play
is
the
good.
defense.
Yeah.
You got to beat the best defense in the land. I don't know.
Yeah, they're one of
I
the
don't know.
top.
Bo doesn't have to be spectacular to win. I don't know. I feel you though, but it's just like it's not a for sure thing.
Yeah.
He's just the best quarterback. So I feel the angle, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's no book'ems this year to me. Like, I don't see like there's usually like, okay, it's gonna be the Chiefs versus one or two or three teams coming out. There's no Eagles the year that they won it. There's no 49ers the year we lost. There's no dominant team that's just like better than everybody. Everybody's kind of bunched together. Denver has a really good team. I just like Bo Nix. Like, come on, man. Stop. just stop. They're not going.
But they have everything else.
But they have
though.
a really good
They
roster.
do.
They have everything else. He just doesn't have to fuck up.
I'm with you.
Like, don't fuck up. We can win. Don't throw an interception. Check down.
I don't know if you can win. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like that no more. Like you could with like Brad Johnson and the Tampa
Brad
Bay Buccaneers
Johnson.
defense. You can't win like that. You got to be better than them guys. You have like Jalen Hurts is better than what those guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can win like that. Just don't mess up, and the defense and everybody else will carry us. I think you got to make some plays, because even against a good defense, when you start playing these elite guys in the playoffs, eventually they bust through and make some plays. They might not hang 35 on you, but they're going to make some plays. Houston could be like a dark horse there. They kind of have the pieces on defense. They have an elite defense
for sure.
Exceptional
really head coach.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, they don't have the horsepower on the offensive side of the ball, to be honest. And I don't think Stroud is like that. Like, he's low key, like maybe a little better than Bo Nix, in my opinion.
Man, y'all really are out on
his lows are low though. Like, he has some terrible.
He got some really bad lows. We got to call it. Who coming out, man? Because this is.
If I gotta call someone, I'm saying Baltimore.
Stop it.
You got the best.
Stop it.
We got a Hall of Fame quarterback over here.
Y'all might not even make the playoffs, man.
If we make the playoffs, I'm gonna say them.
What's the score right now?
10-3.
It's like,
and we stopped them on the 2-yard line. They were trying to run it in before halftime.
Y'all in a battle for your life with 40-year-old Rodgers.
I'm not gonna say anyone else.
I think whoever wins this is losing to Houston, in my opinion. Whoever gets out of this game.
Man, we can scheme up. We can scheme them up. We could do something with their pass rush. It's formidable, but we could beat them. We beat them before.
Defense is really good. I agree with you guys. Maybe the roster on the offensive side is not good enough for Stroud to be able to make a run. I don't think he's in the same tier with Bo Nix like you guys. I think he's better than that. But I don't think Pittsburgh or Baltimore can get out. Buffalo has their flaws, but they have the best quarterback on that side of the bracket. Jacksonville has a talented quarterback, talented roster. The Chargers, if Jim didn't hire Greg Roman, like why did he hire his guy who hasn't been good in forever? If he had hired a competent OC, I would feel better about them, like winning the Super Bowl.
They
I
probably
kind of want to lean
done.
between. They might be. I think they could beat New England because, like I said, there's something about them. There's something about them that makes me think they're not real.
Scariest team on this side is Jacksonville, in my opinion.
Interesting.
If you're like, I can't choose Baltimore, I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm going with the most talented roster.
They are good.
They're decent.
Quarterback, he's of that talent ilk. Yeah, I feel you. It's the rookie head coach. I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet with them, but maybe it could be whoever wins that one has an outside chance. Like could go to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that wouldn't be.
That's the actual AFC Championship game.
Could be. So
yeah, because nobody believes.
Or
in
it could be New England.
To be.
I think New England's too injured. I think it will start to show eventually.
And they got domestic violence charges on both sides of the ball. What the fuck?
Wow. I don't think they're getting out. It's been a hell of a story, hell of a run. I think they probably got the coach of the year there because who was picking New England to make a lot of noise before the season started? And now here they are, the number 2 seed.
You got Buffalo, M?
Between Buffalo and the Chargers, but I'm going to go Buffalo.
Keith?
If the Ravens make it, I'm choosing the Ravens.
Okay. Cool. I am going to go with Buffalo as well. Gotta pick them. And so that means it's a Buffalo Philly Super Bowl for me. And I'm gonna go with Buffalo to win it.
It would be Buffalo Rams, and I'm going with the Rams.
Literally, that has been my Super Bowl pick the entire year. Buffalo Rams, because I thought that they just were the best quarterbacks.
Yeah, and kind of simple math there. Yeah.
Simple math. You know, point differential is like one of those stats that really helps you decide like who's good enough to actually win a Super Bowl. And the Rams have a very, very high one. So do the Seahawks. Buffalo has a pretty good one, but it's good enough historically for that quarterback who's an elite level quarterback to win a Super Bowl based off of that point differential. And so that's why I thought it was those two guys. You know, if that's the case, I would hope that Josh gets his first one, but
I would much rather see Josh Allen win it than the Rams win another one and leave and at our crib. I would much rather see Josh Allen.
Ooh, I forgot it's at your crib.
But that's realistically, I would bet on the Rams. I would bet on the Rams to win that one.
Dang, in your crib?
I know. At least it ain't Mahomes. At least it ain't Mahomes. So,
yeah,
that would be the worst of them all. But I'd rather the Rams win it in there than Mahomes.
So you got that means you got Ravens. Who, Keith? Which is absurd. That's absurd.
He said
Ravens,
Rams. Seattle.
The thing is, no, I said Ravens, Rams. Well, earlier I said Seattle make it out, but I'm changing. I think the Rams will make it out.
You backtracking.
I'm backtracking like a motherfucker. That's fine.
So
I'm picking the Rams because we played them pretty well this year. Even though we lost, I think it was 17-9 or something like that. Yeah. So
you're picking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl on your platform.
Yeah, first episode. There's no dominant team on the other side. Like I'm gonna go with my squad. Why not? I'm not gonna go with Buffalo. They don't have the roster. That's the reason why they're the 6th seed.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if y'all actually make the playoffs, and then we'll revisit this.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, it's wild.
Cool. That is crazy. All right, let's do a couple more minutes of. I just kind of want to see what the MVP odds are. Let's take a look.
Yeah. I think they got May as the odds as the favorite. Oh no, they got it correct. It should be Matthew Stafford.
It should be Matthew Stafford. Okay, so it's just basically based off the odds. It's just these two who have a shot. So basically, if y'all had to pick between these two, who you pick for MVP?
I will say Stafford just because has he ever won an MVP before? I think they're going to give Stafford one.
Stafford?
Just to round out his legacy.
I don't know.
It's an off year too. Like there's no clear cut person.
I don't think he's ever won MVP. Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he's on his way out.
Right. I don't think he has.
He got the championship. Like, yeah, let's give him an MVP before he gets out of here.
37. He considered retirement before this year. This might be it for him. But
go out like Elway, huh?
Yeah. First ballot though.
Yes, he's severely underrated.
Killer, really. You really wish he didn't waste those years in Detroit because he might have.
People would have a higher opinion. Yeah,
man, but he is a killer and he can make every throw. He is the real. So it's getting kind of sad because some of these guys, you grew up watching. Wait, 37. He our age, so he was. You know what I'm saying? He came in. He was in college when we was in college, and now you about to retire. So
yeah, I remember him at Georgia. Deal. Yeah, I remember him at Georgia.
UGA.
He was nice.
Yeah,
he was nice there too.
So yeah, I'm going with Stafford as well. I think that it's probably too early to give it to Drake May, and I think that New England's success is more of a team thing than anything. So
I think it shouldn't be a close vote. It should be like Matt Stafford should clear that easily.
Yeah.
If his biggest competition is Drake May.
Yeah. So yeah, with Pat Mahomes hurt, this should have been Josh's year to like really mop up everything. Super Bowl, MVP, like he ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't really take hold of it like he should have, I think. So that's very interesting. I didn't have much more. I think we was going to discuss like offensive rookie of the year, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year. But I think that's that's good enough. We kind of talked about the playoffs and MVP and things like that. So is there anything else we wanted to touch on before we get up out of here?
No, if we can end it on the MVPs. The other awards are kind of like secondary. We get in with the MVP.
For sure. All right, Keith, what's the score?
10-3. It looks like they're about to score it and tie it up.
I got a couple. Uh-oh.
Discount double check.
Nah, he handed it off.
You might gotta walk that back.
We might have to redo this episode.
Your Super Bowl pick might be at the crib, but one of them.
What Super Bowl pick?
Damn, they gonna send if they lose tonight, they gonna send John packing in the morning. Not in the morning, but soon after.
No, it's gonna be a mutual like, oh, they parted ways after 18 years. It's gonna be a mutual thing.
4 for 6.
Yeah.
What is going on in this game? The Steelers have thrown the ball 30 times and the Ravens 6. What is
30?
Yes. Aaron Rodgers is 18 to 30. And Lamar Jackson is 4-6.
They're gonna beat them.
If the Ravens lose, I don't know. They're gonna move on from either Lamar Jackson or John Harbaugh. One of those two. If they lose this game.
Yeah.
My money would be Lamar.
Me too. And Keith, I don't know if you want to talk about the smear campaign that's going on with Lamar right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I hate to bring race into it, but it just seems like it's the only thing I can point at. Like you have Joe Burrow who makes comments basically saying he don't want to play no more, or like the sun is setting on my career, and yeah, it stays in the media for a week. No type of articles written about him. He plays video games at night. I just don't understand how one plays video games into 1 a.m., but also gets rid of all the games in the locker room, and how you can do both. I don't know if y'all heard about after we lost a few games, like Lamar told the equipment people to get rid of all the games in the locker room. So I don't understand how one can do both. I think the fact that he doesn't have an agent is playing against him as well. There's a good old boys club amongst agents, and I'm pretty sure they're pissed they're not getting a piece of his pie. I mean, to the Ravens fans, man, it's just how quickly people forget how this man has carried his team since he's been drafted, even from his first year starting. I mean, eventually after carrying the team on your back starts to hurt, and then it's starting to show. He had a historic season just last year. One of the best passing seasons ever. And now you want to get rid of him. That's insane. And if he leaves, hopefully he goes to Miami, and hopefully they just get a young coach and surround him with pieces, and he just kills the league.
Deciding between and picking Jim Harbaugh over Lamar Jackson is franchise malpractice.
I don't understand why you have to choose one.
It seems like it's trending that way, that they're going to have to choose one.
I don't think they have a bad relationship to where you got to choose one. Harbaugh hasn't done his job.
Lincoln,
How can you? I don't know.
No, because it seems like that have to come from like the coaching staff, like what he's, whether he's playing video games or he's not taking practice seriously, or like that seems
It's
like
also,
stuff that the coaches would know about.
That's
yeah,
all.
you can debunk everything. Like, look at how he plays. Do they have communications issues on the offensive side of the ball? He missed practice every week. They never have miscommunication issues. You could swap out players. As far as running the offense, he has it. If the accusations are true, look at the result. That means he can handle it.
Good luck finding replacing Lamar Jackson. I don't care who your coach is. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's
at that point you're just looking for a starter.
Yeah.
Don't try to eclipse Lamar. That's not going to happen again.
Crazy
top
talk.
5 quarterback. His situation has been weird since forever. Like, when has a top 5 quarterback ever hit the free agent market? And then when he does hit the free agent market, nobody wants him.
Nobody wants him.
Like,
I mean, that was collusion. Come on now.
I mean, the Ravens organization really hasn't done their best for him. How can you have a top 5 quarterback and not have an offensive line for him? At first, you didn't have pieces. You had Willie Snead, Michael Crabtree.
It was nasty for a while.
You had Le'Veon Bell. You remember that year we had Le'Veon Bell, Deontay Freeman. What was the third cat? Like, and he took y'all to the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, he's a top 5 guy.
Miami thing's intriguing.
That Miami will want to trade for him.
Whatever.
You have to get rid of Tua. And who's going to do that?
I don't know how you make the money work.
If we end up with Tua,
nah, that ain't happening.
So what if we end up with Tua and John Harbaugh?
It's just funny just thinking about that's just not happening. That's just not happening. That's not happening.
Officer, you got Falele blocking for you. And you one concussion away from being disabled.
He need to just retire, but
Does.
You've already made a bunch of money. Just go, bro.
It's time, but
just go. He's not going to do it because he's not going to leave all that money that's still yet to be accrued. I would leave the money on the table, but he doesn't seem like that's what he's going to do.
I would just play terrible and get benched. And then just I'll be a backup.
You wouldn't leave all that money on the table either.
I'll be a backup. Kirk Cousins was a backup for a little bit.
Oh, it's his brain.
I
can see if it was like your knee, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my elbow, my knee, I'm gonna walk with a limp. Like, my brain is gonna be fucked up for the rest of my life. I don't know, man.
Which impacts everything else.
It depends on what the doctors are telling them. Because if they're saying you're good, just don't like fall a certain way or something like that, you're good to play. I mean, somebody cleared him. He played all 18 this year. So
I agree. He's definitely not gonna walk away from. What is he gonna make, like $55 million next year? Like something like that.
Come on now. He playing. And just risking it.
He'll probably get cut. If I got cut, I would just take the money that you owe me, the guarantees, and just
end up.
Peace out.
Yeah. Next time we get on here, we'll talk about.
He's gonna be a backup. Yeah, he's gonna be a backup somewhere next year if that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, next time we get on here, we'll talk about because it sounds like apparently they might keep Mike McDaniel down there, and I cannot believe that that's the case. He is terrible, but it looks like they might keep him, and so they might be making a change with Tua and just switching up the offensive weaponry, defensive coordinator, or whatever, to get better down there. But we'll have a good list of coaching openings by next time we talk, and
we can
get into that.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up here soon when everybody's about to get the axe.
I think they just fired Raheem Morris, which we kind of could see coming. Not a surprise at all. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Thanks for listening. If you're still with us, and peace.